Hey folks, this is Bardic Dragoon. Welcome back to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. So when we last left off, we had ended up, well, getting quite a bit done, including finally advancing the story. Only the 6th video here, about time we did that, right? There were 4 videos since the last time we did that, so yeah, about time. By going to Arden's hut and finding he was dead, and some strange lady that knew us might have killed him, might have been Tuatha. Not really sure. Anyway, if you hadn't noticed with the map here, we're back in Gorehart, because I actually realized something. After dumping a bunch of stuff, which, by the way, update from the thing talked about in the last video, blue items are basically just more powerful green items. So, free to sell them, unless you find them useful to use, but yeah, anyway. So after selling off a bunch of unused equipment and junk and all that, I've made a pretty good amount of money. Enough that, well, I've got 16,000 right now. And I even stocked up on... Yep, that's the wrong thing. I even stocked up on some healing potions. I think we'll be good for a while here. Particularly healing potions, actually, just a small side. The way that they work, they basically heal a base amount plus a percentage of your health. Minor ones being 50 plus 25%. Actually, I think all of them it's base amount plus 25%. So yeah, 50 plus 25%. So in other words, right now, those would be healing about 80 points of health, or about 60% of my health. I don't feel like doing math right now. Anyway, more important though, we have a lot of money, so we can talk to this guy and get something useful.
Welcome to Gorehart Inn.
We can raise our level with Detect Hidden.
We'll see you soon.
And rigorous training has yielded a permanent increase to Detect Hidden skill. And now if we take a look at our status, boom, 3 points. We can now see what direction enemies are facing. More relevant to the current situation, though, is that it also means we get more money as we travel the environment. Anyway, with that taken care of, let's quick travel our way over to Arden's hut and continue on our adventure. Just see the time traveling back to Gorehart to sell stuff and doing that. Yeah, actually looks like some of the plants that we can get reagents from have, okay, only one of them. Sativa fibers. Yeah, good words. I can't words. Anyway, so as I suggested last time, we're going to be making our way down this road and to the Webwood, which kind of has its own little interesting quest line to take on here. It's actually kind of the main thing to do here. But yeah, as for the area itself, it's level capped 2 to 12, so with us walking in, everything is now level 6. Though, considering that everything is level 6 and we are including us, that's going to probably leave us leveling up before too long, so then we'll be higher level than things. Though admittedly the difference between 6 and 7 versus, earlier when we over-leveled the enemies, not as big. Alright. Oh, hey. And here we go. Another lore stone.
The forest you call Dalentarth was ruled by Issa. The god king fostered communion, a sharing. The mortals heeded his wisdom. The Fae followed his spirit. He linked the natural with the divine and became a nature unto himself. He knew the lives of elf, human, gnome, and all people. He showed the Fae these words and ways. He united the Oath clans. As the meadow grows into woodland, so did Issa grow the court of summer.
Alright. This King Issa dude sounds pretty fancy and important. Alright, so let's wreck this person's campsite, because we're kind of jerks like that, I suppose. Steal their stuff. Nope, that's junk. That's a green item. And that's a robe, so I'm not using it. So it's junk. And then here's some recovery, or... Ooh, average lock. Let's see what happens here. That's what happens. No effort. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's not as good as what we have, and it would break the armor bonus anyway. Let's see. Anything else here at the campsite? Nope, pretty much that lore stone was the only thing. So let's jump down here. Oh! And yeah, in case the name Webwood didn't give you a slight hint what we might be fighting, lots of really big spiders. I might want to see if I can rebind controls here. I keep going for spells when I need to block, and keep going for block when I need to spell. So yeah, giant spiders. We fought some of them in the first in the tutorial area. They're not all that different. There are some slightly less giant spiders we'll stumble across here too, but yeah, really outside of when they like all gang up on you, not all that much to be talked about here. And yeah, this is a cave. We're not going in here though. This is the Shade River Caves, I believe it is. Level scaled is 3 to 13, and they lead over to Glendara, though only on that side is it actually considered a fast travel point. So yeah, that's a thing. And oh, okay, this quest line. These look like the bones of a silk farmer that died at the hands of some spiders. I should see if I can give them a respectful burial somewhere in the nearby town of Canarok. And yeah, we can find different bones. Not completing this quest though, because these will take us to Hakshi, so we're not completing it in the moment here. So let's put our quest back to... Actually, it's long overdue. See if there's anything... Yep, okay, I thought there was one here in town. So, by the way, there's a town, Canarok, in case the description, when we found those remains, didn't tip you off. We'll be going there, but give it a moment or two. Let's see. No. 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 Okay, I guess for the moment we'll do the resting bones thing. Pick up what we can, at least, on this. Get back to the local map. Alright. And, okay, nothing over here. So we'll take this route. And yep, there's a town. We are going to intentionally avoid that for the moment. Because there's a cool quest line that kind of triggers, or that is a part of this area. And yeah, it triggers the moment you walk into town. And we are going to do that, because it's one of the... Oh. By the way, spiders can do that. They can wrap you up in spider webs. And then you gotta button mash to get out, because, sure, why not? Oh! Hi! Where the heck did all of you come from? I have a sword. Keep your distance. Oh, also spiders are large enough enemies that what is that spell called? Hook harpoon. I keep wanting to call it hook shot, which I mean, yeah, it kind of, sort of is, but it's not what it's called. But yeah, harpoon. As I mentioned when we first learned the spell. Now, you will, depending on the size of the enemy, either drag yourself to the enemy or drag the enemy to you. Oh. Okay, so apparently the spider webs go past blocking too. That's great. I love doing that. Okay, so that's a lot of dead spiders. Wow. That was... Only one of you dropped out. It's a mana regeneration potion. I suppose that's, that's cool. Let's equip that. Add to the radial menu. Pop that there. You don't have to mess around with the radial menu. But not much need for using items or for using potions quite yet, so we'll let it set for the moment. Hi, not triggering you yet. Not triggering you yet, town. We'll get back to you later. And yeah, okay, here's the bridge I was wanting to go across. I'm pretty sure I walked this way and there wasn't a thing there. Oh, hi. Honestly, I'm going to have to play around with combo mechanics as we go further into this and try different builds out. But yeah, they're pretty sweet. That's I think I've said it before, but kind of my favorite thing about this is just the combat system, because it's not super deep. But like when I first heard about this game, I think I mentioned I first played this. It was a free demo, and it's like, oh, if you play this demo, you can get free DLC from Mass Effect 3, and I was on that hype train, and there were no breaks. So yes, I was all about that. And just to check here, but wait, no. Yep, that's going to lead us into Hack Sheet, so we're not going there. But yeah. And so it's like, oh, it's a free demo. Cool, we'll play the free demo. Let's get that all taken care of. A little bit of time. It doesn't cost me anything, and I get free DLC. Oh, Fair Gorta. They're basically undead. But yeah, then I played it, and it was basically just kind of a, I didn't know what this game was. I had no concept of like, oh, it's just a. Wait, I swear Oh, great. Okay, I'm gonna need to find a blacksmith. Is it really badly damaged yet, or 4 out of 20? Might have to switch to our longsword for a brief while. Or just smack things with a hammer, that also works. Anyway, but yeah, I had nothing, like no concept, like this was a game, like it was a complete, this is a game that exists, I suppose. I didn't even know that much until the whole, I read a news story on, I think at the time my main news site for gaming that I used was The Escapist. But anyway, until I read a thing that was like, oh, this is a thing, cool, okay, I'll play the game, see what's up with this. And then yeah, the combat as like, yeah, it's not super deep, but it's like, please stop that game. It was, deep enough that, like, more so than, like, what little, like, ooh. That's a shield. The Aegis of Anvas. Dedicated to Adwina Anvas, a pioneering student of the Order of the Ash and patron of Almain sorcery during the flowering of human magic in the Age of the Arcane. It's just overall better shield. Cool. Armor. Ooh, I feel like a badass with that skull on my shield. Anyway, but yeah, it's like it surprised me with just the fact that like it had depth to combat. Like open world RPGs, this actually isn't a genre I'm super big into. I like my games focused, directed, not necessarily short, but that usually tends to be the thing. Like, okay, this is a short, directed, and good experience, and it's designed to be played and enjoyed in that manner. And that's my jam right there, But yeah, this one is one that I just, I found fascinating. Oh, what the heck? Oh, there's 2 of you! There's only one brownie over here, okay. There's a sentiment that it's like, that most people saying that might be a lot happier. I thought there was only 1 brownie, but there's 2! Yeah! Yeah, I'm surprised we managed to get through this many videos fighting those things, and I have not made the obvious jokes about. Admittedly, actually, I don't know, brownies are very hit or miss as a dessert. Like, I like my baked desserts, but like brownies, it depends on how they're made, but a lot of them are like just way too dense and... Oh, yes, please. 2 extra points of armor, not a big difference, but... Yeah, sure, why not? Go for the full plate mail look. I'm liking it more than I thought I did, though admittedly, most of my gripes with the heavy armor design in this game, I think, are mostly late game stuff. But anyway. What was it talking about? Oh yeah, brownies. I was talking about something else before that, but, we left off with brownies. But yeah, brownies, like... I like baked desserts, I like cakes, I like cookies, I like that kind of stuff. And brownies are very hit or miss. Like, good brownies are like one of those overly rich, just dense, packed, super rich kind of thing. And like, I'm not against that, but that is just not something I am super up to necessarily. When I'm like, I'm looking for something sweet, I don't want just a brick of sugar and flavor. They're really just sugar and chocolate. There's not much else going on. Well, I guess unless you're one of those people like nuts in your brownies, which, hey, good on you. I'm largely indifferent to it. But I've never really been a fan of the whole texture change from like the soft, densely packed, flavor bomb. Oh, and then there's nuts too, I guess. Like I have nothing against it, but it's not really my scene, not really my jam, however you want to call it. But back to the more relevant issue of this, or relevant discussion of this game's mechanics and combat. The fact that this game has like legit combat mechanics. I mean, the kind of poster boy for open world RPGs, like the Elder Scrolls games, and like I've never really felt the combat in those games to be really good. I mean, I don't know if that's really the point of it. Like maybe like, oh, the combat in the Elder Scrolls is not super great. Though admittedly this is like someone who enjoys stuff like Tales of games, Devil May Cry, Star Ocean, like, good action RPGs to me. Like this is one of the few that isn't like, or at least that takes like, melee combat. Like stuff that does guns, I mean, admittedly, kind of the major hold of, Western game design ostensibly could be considered the hold of first-person shooters and oh yeah, D&D based RPGs, which I mean, I've got nothing against them. There's some really good ones, but just as a random, out of context take on that, I don't really think D&D is meant as like for gameplay. Like D&D is a rule set that, well, at least all the interesting stuff whenever I've heard people talk about D&D, including my parents, they actually back in the day were pretty big into it, especially my dad. But anyway, like whenever I hear them talk about stuff like that, it's pretty much, okay, this just sounds like a rule set that's loose enough, like there's enough to give order and direction to what's happening and like solve what's happening, but basically D&D is at its best when just weird shit is happening. Then like, there's like either, the players are basically overthrowing the DM and controlling the campaign, or the DM is getting creative and interesting and doing interesting things. And it's like, but it's like for a rule set of like playing like just legitimate single player, challenge driven, well, I don't know, I tend to look Ardroid Curious. Yeah, it's not really that great. Anyway, but I've always liked, single player games. It's about challenge and mastery, and D&D's rule set doesn't really allow for much of that. Like, once you figure out enough of the metagame and enough of what abilities do things and how, and stat-based metagames, and I forgot you guys show up here. Okay, I'm going to stand here and finish what I was talking about. But yeah, with that, as far as like stat-based and ability-based metagames to D&D, there's really not much mastery to moment to moment. It's mostly luck. And I mean, the fact that like some of the best D&D based stuff, like the Infinity Engine stuff from BioWare, like that is considered some of the like premier best stuff. Yeah, Crudox, these guys can be nasty. Mostly in the fact, well, a lot of, admittedly, my problem, like what was really hard in this game and what wasn't, might be tinted by the fact that like many early attempts to play this game and like beat it tended to center around, like I was trying to min-max things. Like I was like, oh, you can fully max your character's levels. I'm going to, I've hit level 10 and I can't spend any more points without risking not being able to use trainers, not thinking about base specking being a thing. Ow. Okay, so that didn't interrupt his attack. But then again, these are medium-sized enemies, so that's kind of par for the course. Oh, great. Please die. Thank you. Oh, there's swarms of bees. I thought they were just like blobs of poison just spinning. That makes more sense how they can track like that. I mean, it could also just be, it's a magical world, magic bee. But anyway. But yeah, a lot of my experience, like, oh, this game is hard at these points. It's like, yeah, but I was also like running headlong into areas that were way beyond my level. So, you know, maybe that's why it was hard. But anyway, like I was saying with D&D, D&D. Talk about this game getting onto D&D's rule set. But yeah, there's just not much, like, most moment-to-moment gameplay is random numbers being generated. And, like, there is more to it. And, I mean, I suppose, like, saying, oh, the, you know, great games like Baldur's Gate and stuff like that, they kind of show why it doesn't work. But in a lot of ways, they do when the game is doing things ostensibly right. Jewel bracelets are just things to sell. Get you some of that get you some of that cheddar, some of that bread, however you want to call it. But like when you get the good dungeon designs, like the meta of a full dungeon, there is something there. But again, that's more the experience, like the DM crafting an experience, rather than like a moment to moment, you know, getting good at the game, mastering combat mechanics and whatnot. Actually, yeah, because that is part of okay. Actually, wait, no, get back to the local map. Blah blah. And yeah, I don't know, but anyway, but yeah, that's kind of, you know, shooters and you know, converting the D&D rule set into like, you know, playable format is kind of what a lot of the like really great, well, American Western developed. I know very little about like game development history in Europe, except apparently they were all about the PCs. In the early days of PCs. God damn it, more spiders. Oh, these ones spit venom too. That's, oh wait, no. Oh, these are the smaller ones that I was talking about. They spit venom. I probably shouldn't have killed them so quickly. Oh, they're all ganging up on the big guy there. Let's watch let's watch nature in action while we talk a bit about games. But yeah, like when you talk about like first-person shooters or even third-person shooters, I mean, Mass Effect is really good. Well, Mass Effect 3, Mass Effect 1 is kind of a mess, but like an interesting mess. And Mass Effect 2 feels like they realized that Mass Effect 1 didn't work and they overcorrected to make something very generic and kind of uninteresting, if you ask me. But Mass Effect 3 is a damn fine game. Actually, from a mechanical standpoint, I'd say even Mass Effect Andromeda has a lot of good going on with it. Really, I'm helping you out and you're going to attack me, you jerk. I'm just going to kill both of you now. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. But anyway, yeah, the whole thing with, you know, shooters. So, yeah, those, but, like, I'm a big fan of melee-based combat more, so I just think it looks cooler and all of that. And so, you know, for me, like, good action RPGs has mostly been Japan with stuff like Tales of, Star Ocean. That's actually about 90% of the stuff that I think really nails things right. And even then, I'd argue both those didn't even start getting that right until they went 3D with the PS2 era, but getting off topic there. On topic, we leveled up. So I'm going to put another point into alchemy. And I think for the moment I'm going to put points into skillful defense. Oh, we unlocked a new tier. Oh, relentless assault. We do want this. Increased critical hit while I'm in adrenaline surge. I really don't get into it that much. I mean, I don't let myself get that low on health, and it's, you know, 40% chance to trigger. No thanks. Oh, they can stun foes. And oh, I can boost damage against stunned enemies. Or I could put this point to Greatsword Mastery to boost my damage with my Greatsword, because I'm getting a lot of mileage out of that thing. And we're still a fighter. But now they've got a new move. Let's talk about this bad boy. Let's put it there. There we go. So yeah, this is something I think we're gonna get a lot out of, because... And now I have super armor. So you can't block, you can't knock me into hit stun. Haha, game. Take that. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. But yeah, things like that, and it's just like, you know, seeing something like that, not just that, but in like an open world game, because like I kind of got very sidetracked from, you know, the poster child of these kind of games is arguably the Elder Scrolls series, and yeah, I really only have experience with Skyrim and Oblivion. You know, say what that will, I'm super casual, whatever. Die, brownie. But it still stands in my mind that, yeah, those games, they're not bad, but it's like, if you're looking for meaningful, deep combat in the moment-to-moment sense, Skyrim has probably got the best of it, and it's still you know, 2 attack types, and then spells, and I mean, it just didn't appeal to me in any way, shape, or form, so I didn't really take much time to, you know, spend time with the game, but it just never really stood out to me as being terribly interesting in the moment to moment. Could be, you know, I didn't get too far into the game, and the whole RPGs tend to get better when you level up, but it didn't capture me in the moment, and I had no incentive to play it at the time, so I didn't. Anyway, picked up a book here. Let's take a quick look at that. Silk Farmer's Journal. See if it has anything interesting to say. Seems to be part of a journal kept by a silk farmer of Webwood. Day 1. Gariner has a silk farmer doing reports now. Thinks that if we start collecting data about the silk harvest, we'll be able to better predict the harvest in later seasons. What does he think? We're gnomes or something? Sound like one of them mining companies from out east. Well, I put my time in there, and I knew I'd rather spend my days avoiding becoming spider food than go back into those cramped tunnels. Another thing I thought that was funny, later seasons. There are no seasons in this wood. We just harvest every damn day until the silk runs out or people stop buying it. Summer and winter, rain or shine, as long as there's silk in the trees, it's harvest time. I guess he can't complain since these coffers always end up full, and just so Garner knows, harvesting's the same as it's always been. Nothing ever changes in the Webwood, even if you stop to write it all down. Writing extra reports for work. I'm kind of glad my day job doesn't have that, like, oh, extra reports, like you need to write reports for stuff, and just do your job. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, the Elder Scrolls games. And yeah, they just never really appealed to me, and also I kind of came up here in part because there was a hidden chest, and now I just ignored it. So that's cool. Of course, I get Relentless Assault, and now I'm not using it because actually, I'm kind of curious to try something. No, it doesn't really have much. I was figuring since it's like a, you know, install thing, you're just like, oh, manly, and then you suddenly don't have super armor. Yeah, like maybe can you like buffer that really well, or does it like act as another combo thing? Like, oh, in the middle of a combo, boom, now I got super armor. You can't do anything about it. Haha. It doesn't really feel like it. It's one of those things I'll probably have to play around with a bit more. Don't need that. There's also, there are a lot of things that do poison damage out here. I don't seem to be taking much damage overall. Not complaining, just stating something I noticed. Anyway, but where was? Oh yeah. And so it's kind of like one of those things, like, oh, I would just like, oh, it's like people like, it's, you know, Elder Scrolls but with good combat. Well, that's a really low bar to, you know, try and jump over for me, you know, like, okay, so I can spend my time playing this so it gives me free DLC, except then, like I said, I found that I really liked it. And then promptly forgot the game existed until after the whole kerfuffle where the developer went underground, and then there was lawsuits about, you know, about money that was used in founding the company, and it was a giant mess. There are many people who are both more knowledgeable and more interested in talking about it than me that you can look into if you want to learn about that. Arden Greaves. Ooh. And nearly doubles my, well, foot armor rating, but, you know, that's still cool. So, yes, we will take that. Put that in the junk. Yeah, we're looking pretty styling, except for the helmet. I do not like the helmet. I've never really liked full helmets, though. Then again, RPGs that have character creation, like, oh, look, you get to create what your character's face looks like. Now put this helmet on, because armor is important. Skulls you really can't do anything with, so throw those into junk. And there's a Silk Farmer journal. What does this one have to say? Day 5. Got to wonder if Gardner has been praying a lot lately, because it seems the gods have been giving him everything he's wanted. I don't know what happened, but it's like the trees are just dropping the silk straight into our baskets. One day everything was normal, the webs were plentiful, but not any different from a usual day. And the next day the trees were so covered in web you could barely see the bark. I asked Clarence and Vess, and none of us have ever seen the woodwood just like this. There's more spiders too. Must be where all the webs are coming from. At night you can hear the spiders in the webs. There's more of them lately, and they're chittering louder than usual. Must be where the silk's coming from. I guess it's a bit eerie, but the spiders haven't given me too much trouble in the past, so I'm probably just upset over nothing. Something tells me he was upset over over something important there, but you know, he was making good money. He didn't care. He was making good money. It didn't seem too weird until the spiders suddenly decided to eat their faces. Actually, that sounds like what the spiders would do anyway, but like, there's more of them where that actually became like a serious problem, probably. All right. But yeah, and so like, you know, I guess it's one of those things like this game, like I mean, it does have good combat mechanics. I mean, the fact that like I've figured out some combos here, though I feel like I'm starting to top out in what I can do. Though now that I've got Relentless Assault, my ability to just string together big combos is probably going to improve on that. I mean, one of the biggest problems I've been running into is the fact that just getting attacked mid-combo just ruins everything. So, you know, that not being the case, is probably going to do me some good here. Got another Silk Farmer's Journal. What does this one have to say? Day 12. Lost another Silk Farmer to the Webwood today, and I almost didn't go out this morning. Never knew the spiders to be so jumpy. Maybe we just got too complacent in the woods. I don't know. I've also never seen them come so close to the village, but with so many of us sick with poison, there's no one to harvest the silk, and so the price of it's going up. Garner is paying triple for anyone who's willing to brave the force of the silk. I can't say no to that kind of money. I just need to be quick and I'll get out of it alive. That's the secret. Methinks you did not get out of it alive. Sucks for you, but I don't know. But yeah, something going down through this entire town. Ah, and there's another lore stone. It's another, like, season 1 or this... Oh, no, Webwood. Okay, I was about to say, Webwood should have its own stones. We just haven't come across any yet.
Oh, they said, it is not good to have a darkened summer, so I made a night. Oh, they said, to Yalvin you should look, so I found Cathras. Oh, they said, you have no food, so I brought water. Oh, they said, you have no homes, so I grew trees. Oh, they said, you have no music, so I laughed.
Adjustmere, did that have that weird kind of echo effect that we've only heard coming from Faye so far? Nah, I feel like it's probably setting up for something, but I don't care. There's giant spiders to kill, and I'm cool with doing that. Also, harvesting reagents. Now that I've actually got skill points in alchemy, and I can do that, he says, immediately not finding any reagents. That actually kind of worked out pretty well for comedic timing effect, so that's nice. Still sucks, but, you know, it could be worse. Rats and giant spiders. Nature's natural enemies. Or natural enemies of nature or something. Oh, I just got experience points for the rat the spider killed. Oh, that is so cool. There we go. Alright. And then that leads back to town. So, yeah, well, I don't know, it's kind of been the modus operandi of how I've been doing this, how I've been playing this so far. Like, just avoiding kind of the central thing, just kind of exploring the area overall, to just kind of give us an introduction to the area before we get into the actual meat of what this place is about. Ooh, shrine, what do we have? Live Illyria. Isn't that the thing that I started the game with? That's skills. Effects. Oh! So by including my natural one of boosted mana and mana regeneration, I also have lowered mana costs now temporarily. That's cool. I just need to find something to use it against. Hello? Evil monsters. I don't want to kill you. I'm just trying to find something to kill. Okay, that didn't really work. Probably didn't kill any of the animals and monsters here, with the sense that I can totally trust this guy to not kill me. Oh, hello. Dispellable chest. Let us do just that. Great Sword of Daybreak. Boosted damage during the daytime, but that still, its boosted damage is not as good as just my basic greatsword here. So that's cool. Let's see, nothing over here. Yep, we're just gonna ignore you, giant spider. Ignore you for the moment while we come... Oh, okay, little bridge. That's cool. Bridges are cool. I like bridges. It's like some guy made a bridge, and it was pretty cool, but then a bunch of other guys. And then everybody was making bridges. Until suddenly, a group of people who made bridges got together and said they were going to make the best bridge ever. And they did. It was pretty sweet, actually. And on the list of me going off on tangents and references that I don't know if people are actually going to get, there you go. Actually, relentless assault, baby. No, probably should heal and then relentless assault too. Actually, using a relentless assault, it might actually behoove me to what's it called? Boost up the adrenaline-fueled rage thing. I forget what that ability is called. Prismure Lockpick. I didn't think we'd find one of these so early. So Prismure Lockpicks are, well, enchanted lockpicks capable of defeating any pickable lock, regardless of the wielder's skill. They're basically a pick this lock for me with 100% success button, but they are a limited resource. And this cave... Oh, okay, we did already trigger it. Shade River Caves. That is... Well, actually, Karthus, so... oh, wait, Shade River Caves. So then what was the thing I was thinking of? Huh. Okay. I've been thinking of another cave. Because there is a cave here that is a shortcut between here and Glendera. But I clearly was thinking of the wrong one. So that's cool. Well, it was that cave, but apparently that cave is not called Shade River Caves. You don't need that. So it's mage armor.
The steam of summer from the forest, like a runner in the night, or mist from a lover's whisper. Spectral blood from the riverbed wraps our bodies in gloss. The fog eases through blades of grass. We shall grasp these floating strands of summer and capture beauty in our work.
Okay. Sounds pleasant. I'm not sure what these stones are building up to. Then again, the Odoroth ones were all just like little random one-off stories that, yeah, I mean, some of them were entertaining, I suppose. But yeah, they didn't like have a big thing they were building to, so, you know, suppose that's a thing. Let's see. Yeah, if we traverse this way. Ooh, Embraeus. Actually, I think I've got a lot of Embraeus. Main thing I wanted is black Kalash, or Kalash, whatever it's called. Since that's the second ingredient in health potions besides red Embraeus. I've got a lot of that. And that leads into the town. Oh, there's some leechwood here. Okay, nothing there. Yep, and that path over there leads over to Ettenmere, which is probably, once we're done here in the Webwood, where we'll head. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, part of the quest line, the big quest line here, is going to take us into Ettenmere, so that's kind of a given already. Alright, so let's see. Now there's another Silk Farmer's remains up here. So let's go grab that, kill some more spiders, and then I think we'll finally actually head into the town proper here. But, like I said, whoa. Hope I didn't trigger that. I mean, even if I did, it's not too bad. It feels like each area will only get maybe a level or two, roughly, on average. So I'm not losing too much by going into there. And, there's the Silk Farmer's remains. Also some Embraeus. And now we can't really do anything else with this mission, so we're gonna stop that. And since Long Overdue has a book over here that we need to find for that mission, we'll turn that on so we can more easily find that. And also, alright, guard. Give me my super armor. There we go. Okay, and so rigid gloves. Okay, those are finesse ones, so we can't even use those anyway. So we'll just ignore that. Curious of Anti-Venin. Boosts my armor by 9 points, but I end up losing the various bonuses I get to blocking efficiency, and it probably won't look as cool, so let's actually take that. And then take a look. 205. Yeah, 9 points of armor is not... that's less than 5%. That is not worth it compared to the other buffs. So, yep, you get to go in junk. Let's see. A few more herbs and whatnot we can harvest. Some embryos. Some black cohosh. Some black cohosh, that's what it is. And then, yeah, there's a place up there. We're not going there yet. We'll eventually need to, but not at the moment. For the moment, let's see what's up in the town of Canarok. I'm sure everything's fine, you know, surrounded by giant spiders, and oh god, there's giant spiders trying to kill everybody. Who would have suspected this? Actually, no. Okay. Wow. That super armor period did not last long at all. I think I'm going to need to put some points into that before I really get some usage out of Relentless Assault. Ah, yes, could you please stop that? I kind of hate the web ball thingy there.
Thank the gods, somebody finally came. Tell us, are you from Gorehart or Dyden Hill? How many warriors travel with you? It seems you're not the assistance we requested, but don't think me ungrateful. I could... Canarok could use someone of your particular skill.
What exactly is going on here?
We sit on the border to Webwood, most of us silk farmers. Normally, we rely on our bridges and an ancient Summerfey aura to guard us. But of late, what defenses we have are failing. These monstrous spiders strike at us from all sides. They've even gotten as far as Yolven. A week ago, a team of hunters was led by the village's chief defender, Barton. We need someone to go find him and his party.
Some guys seem in a bad spot. Plus, I'm pretty sure he'll give me experience points. So, yeah, let's go for this. Let's help you out.
Good. I have more information to give you regarding Barton and the hunting party. But let's not give anyone false hope. And these townsfolk are growing hysterical. Meet me on the southern bridge and we'll continue our discussion.
All right. Cool. So, nope. That goes in the junk. Let me just destroy your stuff. You know, you're having a hard time, so I'm going to destroy your stuff.
What are you bothering me for?
That's what I'm bothering you for. No, anyway. Alright, so yeah, this is a little town here. We'll take a look around town, and then I think we'll call it a day. But for the moment, let's break some barrels, take people's stuff, generally be a jerk to people who are in some rough times. Because it's what we do as RPG heroes, you know? And let's see. Oh, this is cool. We got nothing. Cool. Someone might want to work on that bridge. Without these cobwebs, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, there's a hidden chest. Is it on... Where is this thing at? Looks like this is a weird one. Trigger, yeah, there it is. It's a pile of rocks hidden in this little alleyway. And didn't have anything useful in it even. So that's cool. Okay, there's a way to get to those, pardon me, those plants to harvest them.
What are you?
Ah, yeah, the abandoned house. That's actually kind of important. Because yes, you can own a home in this game, but or no, not the abandoned house. Gossamer End is the one that you can purchase. But yeah, this town's got some other stuff it needs to sort out before it'll let you buy a house. So, you know, we'll help them get that sorted out so we can become a homeowner. That's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to buy houses and be rich or something. That actually has a pretty wide hitbox for destroying things. It's good to know. And one thing I have to say, like, I do enjoy these heavier weapons for, like, actual combat, but, like, running around and destroying boxes, they're not great. Their swings are too slow to like easily go through and destroy boxes. And admittedly, this is becoming less and less useful as the game goes on with the little bits of money we pick up here and there by doing it. But, you know, I'm still going to keep doing it because there's something cathartic about it, really. Alright. That's all the stuff. So start with... Oh. Yeah, until we buy it, we can't actually go in there. I forgot about that. There's an abandoned house over here, which I remember correctly doesn't have anything in it. Oh, well, we can steal stuff, but, you know, we're not doing that. Because we ain't stealing stuff, because it's more of a hassle than it's really worth. Well, I guess if you get mercantile skill high enough, Yes, doesn't house seem to abandon. It seems like you live here. The sign lied to me. That might explain why, you know, we're stealing from an abandoned house that doesn't seem to belong to anyone. It's still a crime. I mean, I guess technically it is still a crime, legitimately and literally. But I'm not even sure where I was going with that. Anyway, let's... Somehow a box missed my wrath. I mean, the middle of this town is kind of a war zone, so I guess this makes a certain amount of sense. But yep, we've got blacksmithing bench. Yeah, we'll leave the boxes in here alone. Ah, you have a quest for us. Yes, you're unconscious right now, but I don't care. And let's see if we zoom in enough. Yeah, blacksmith and merchant. You are blacksmith, you are merchant, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But you are quest giver also.
Stranger, I heard you aren't afraid to pass through Webwood. What I wouldn't give to be like you, to leave this place. I haven't seen my home in weeks, and I fear something horrible has happened there.
What's happened?
That's just it. I don't know. I came to Canarok some days before the first attacks. I was stuck here. Our farmhand, Cartery Jake, stumbled into Canarok a few days later. He was tight-lipped about my parents at first. Then he said the spiders got them. Now he avoids me, avoids everyone. Something happened at the farm, but I can't bring myself to find out what.
I'll head that way eventually. You know, get experience points.
Thank you. I will give you whatever I have. Just bring me news of my mother and father. I need to know what happened there. Farewell.
Okay, so we're not going to pursue that quest. I mean, she is a merchant. We can buy stuff. Actually, I probably should unload a bunch of junk items. My inventory's starting to fill up. But I think it's over here. Well, first of all, this is the book that we need to recover is in here. Nope, that's not it. Is it over here? Ah, here we go. Till's collection number 2. So we found one of Brother Till's books. We found an alchemical lab. I might have enough to make myself some potions. And there's also a quest up here. Yeah, you. What do you have to say? Why are you awake when everybody else is asleep?
Thank the gods. Someone from the outside finally made it through. I thought we'd be... well, I never thought I'd see a new face again. But it's good you're here. I'm Silhouette of Vonner, the village mediciner. And I need your help.
Why?
Normally I keep a stock of anti-venom at hand for when silk farmers get bitten. But with the recent attacks, my stores have been emptied. There's not much to the potion, but because we've been in Webwood for so long, we're more sensitive to the spider poison than most. So there is an ingredient I still need. The poison glands of the spiders themselves. I'll need someone to harvest them.
I feel like being around the giant spiders would mean you'd be more resistant, but I'll help you out, sure, why not?
Good. I'll need as large a batch of the potion as I can make, so 15 glands or so will be needed.
Okay, I'm presuming I have to kill spiders to get it, don't
In the
I?
maws of the beasts that hunt us, I'm afraid. The only way to get the glands is to kill a spider and take them. It's no easy task, but the town needs this potion soon.
Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you were going to need me to do. So yeah, that is a quest. It's basically go kill X number of the things, and then you do that, and then you'd come back and you get the reward. But for the moment, let's we can't do much with that. Can't do much with that for the moment. And that's basically just kill things. There's not really much to direction on that. And trust me, we'll be fighting a good number of spiders here. But more importantly, let's go meet with Garner and see what he has to say.
Hello. Speak with me a moment while we're away from prying ears. Kenrock is looking to me for leadership, and I'm more than happy to give it to them. However, if Barton returns, that all evaporates. Let me put it this way. It is for the best that he is dead. Do you understand?
Why?
He's a stubborn and superstitious fool. He'd have the entire town chasing shadows instead of harvesting riches.
I don't think I need to hear this. Are you trying to have me kill somebody? Just that way you can advance your career?
It would do you well to befriend me. So long as I hold sway in Canarok, I can pay very well for your loyalty. But I understand your initial reservations. I don't need you to accept immediately. Just think about it. When the time comes, I have faith you'll come around.
I'm realizing my character's head is really tiny compared to their armor. Like, really tiny. No, but seriously, why should I kill this dude for you?
What are you talking about? I merely asked you to find Barton within Webwood. Or what's left of him. Now, are we finished? Canarok has need of me. I'm a very important man, you know.
Hey, you're the person who dragged me to the edges of town to tell me something that sounded pretty shady. You know, you shouldn't be getting angry.
Good
at me.
hunting!
Right, so anyway, where Barton went is one of the caves we passed all the way down here, the Shade River Caves. So that's where we're going to be heading for next time. For the moment, though, it's been almost an hour. These episodes are kind of getting long. The episodes are going to be very long. I think this is going to be an overall long series, isn't it? Anyway, until next time, as always, later, folks.